What's happening, guys?
What's going on, man? Your boy KG's here.
Travis J here.
Oh, that's not your name. Bro, your name's not at least 2 weeks solid. What's your name?
Travertiev.
I know. My boy Travertiev here. Shocking. You gotta talk.
Let's talk, bro. Buatsi is a free agent.
How does this happen?
It's a funny one. You know what's mad, yeah?
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts in this convo. Like, and I think the story started back to the Craig Richards fight.
I like where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
For me, like, it's like I know with basketball, yeah, when there's an overload at a certain position,
yeah,
sometimes you start to see these guys, their playing time just goes up considerably.
Yes.
And all that is an audition for who's gonna stay.
Yeah.
Like, you got this man off, he's number 12 in the rotation, but today he's playing 22 minutes. This is a let me get a look at you and see what's happening. Now, boxing terms, Eddie had a lot of light heavies. He had Craig and he had Richard and Joshua. And it's that one where it's like, okay, cool, I got two of these guys. I'm gonna put them on different paths. Craig, you go at Bivol, Buatsi, you go this way, and we'll see if we can meet down the end. And then out of nowhere, Callum Smith shows up, and now he's at light heavy, and it's like, okay, cool. He's looking all right, and he's ready to go every 3 months. Or whenever I got a big show, Callum's ready to go. You know who's not ready to go? My previous number one, Buatsi. Craig is over there. He put in a great showing with Bivol. He's actually a lot better than I thought he was. Time to put a bit more respect on him. No more late notice fights. No more last minute throw you in with a killer. Let's put a full training camp on your name. He goes in there with Richards, and it's a case of, all right, let's see which cancels each other out. He wins, but by a flipping bird hair, like a feather, fam. There's no separation. I'm still in the same position I was just before this thing even happened.
And you got fitness issues. So let me jump in. I like what you did just there. Yeah. Cool. What do you call it? Eddie Hearn. After a while, you see someone's catalog, their workings, yeah, to know the kind of promoter they are. He has his AJ and he has his Dillian. Yeah. Simple as that. Right. Now, most let's say most promoters, they're never gonna get the fights in-house. They'll rather fight outside of home before we start doing the in-house beef. Yeah. It was very telling when instead of doing a domestic scrap with, I don't know, with Buatsi versus there should have been a different domestic scrap. But to bring your two light heavies together right now, we haven't made Yarn and Buatsi because they understand what this could be. Now he's looking to himself. He's saying, as you said, it's about availability. While you got the Olympic pedigree, like I believed so much in your ability. You not being available to build your brand is hurting me, because let's have it right. It's like how much do we know about Buatsi other than what we talk about him? You know, one thing you know about him is, yes, in the ring, killer. In the ring, I still believe he's the number one of the division. But he's the number one with no home. He's on asylum seeker settings right now because it's like, yes, free agent settings, but then you shouldn't be a free agent. It's very telling that your contract is now in a stage where you're allowed to go out to market with so many competitors. You got Queensbury chilling, waiting, but Queensbury are like, well, we're not going to do that. And you got Boxer. And Eddie's in a comfortable position, you would say, because it's like, well, like, let's see what happens. I know you're not trying. I don't think there's a big market for you. So then you might have to come back to me on some, should we do a one fight deal, this, that, and the other. It now puts Eddie Hearn in the driving seat almost. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because like, until your injuries, I think what's been hurting him is the lack of availability.
Yeah, it is that. And also the profile. Like, again, like you say, we know in the ring you're a killer, but we don't get to see you, bro. We don't know anything about you. And it just seems like, whilst I get that your personality is just not inclined to be out there like that, which is, everyone's allowed to be different. What usually balances that up is when the man is fighting all the time. He's a knockout killer.
Activity.
And he just gets it busy. Thank you. Now it's a setting where it's like we don't see you, we don't hear from you, and when we do, we see the names come up, and then the fight gets cancelled, and it's like, well, what is going on, bro? And then on top of that, like, it was a big telling point when we saw him on BT Sport on the panel.
Do you know how, bro? We look. Everyone had to raise eyebrows, thinking that's weird. I get you want to fight Yard, yeah,
bro. He didn't say it though.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I get that you want to, like, at some point you want to fight Yard, yeah, because they're gonna fight each other. They're not like all of these men are brethren. They're gonna fight each other. So it's like, but what the hell are you doing there? You know what I mean? That was a bit that I was looking at. Who else was there as well? Who else was sitting up there?
Denzel
Belen belongs that channel. That's his BT. Yeah.
Exactly. It's good to see him up there. It's good to get that experience. Do you know what I mean? While his career is active. But like seeing Buatsi there was just like such a puzzling, because it's like, you know the story with these men and your guys. There's no way you just sit there and it's all calm. You sit there, I guess, to entertain a convo after or before. Do you know what I'm saying? But what I found
there's been conversations.
Yeah, what I found fascinating was afterwards, who'd you like to fight? Didn't say Yard's name. Like, you're clearly there for Yard. There's a reason why you got the phone call for Yard. Who do you want to fight? It's a clear answer. Well, we all know the Yard fight is why I'm here. Let's have it right. And it weren't said. So lets me know it's like, all right, cool. I get you on the humility thing. But I do think he doesn't even factor in the fact that this is a business and this is entertainment at the same time.
No, so I think the other stuff is not there in terms of, you know, like entertainment and all this other stuff. He's not, for all that is, he's not interested in that. It's like, if they give me a contract, he gives me a contract, we're going to fight. You heard him say, I'm not going to waste my time because you lot don't care about what I have to say. If a man has that mindset, you understand exactly who and what he is, right? Oh, I'll get back to that one. Yeah. So then we know what he is. So he's never going to give us that. I don't think it was, because now learning a little bit more about fighters, I think it was a part of respect. He was he was really blown away by how Yard went about his business, that he thought, I can't say nothing right now. When I think it was one of those, more so than I don't want to see him. Now, I do believe negotiations are happening. It's funny that he didn't go to boxer, but then the breakdown of what happened with Okoli, and we'll play live in the mind, because that is going to the ops, right? That is literally getting to the ops, and especially if my situation with Eddie Hearn is not finished yet. I've gone over there to have a chat, gone over there to have a look.
So just to see what's going on.
Just to see what's going on. It's just a conversation. Yeah, TV wouldn't be bad for me because it kind of makes sense. Me being on this, it's a light heavy. I still get to put my face next to his, irregardless of how this thing's going down. So in a sense, these are smart moves. I like that I saw him there, just because you do want to see him more active in certain spaces. But I am worried for him in his career, in terms of him being that injured fighter. You set up a card, and you know he might not turn up.
It might not go ahead.
That's terrible. Like, you can't become like the pay-per-view star if you're always injured. We haven't Mayweather, you didn't hear injuries all the time. AJ didn't hear injuries all the time. Like, there's a lot of guys, and he's just different to the rest of them. It doesn't make sense.
I think also it's like, on his situation, I'm not sold on the Virgil Hunter partnership either, to be honest with you. Like, I'm still looking at that with a question mark. Like, I know Virgil's supposed to be a defensive guy, but I'm like, I didn't like how he looked in there against Craig defensively. It was like, he let a lot of things just land. Craig is clever. No, I'm not taking that away from Craig. I just think there's a sensibility. Like, someone's getting caught, but they're doing the right things. It's not the same as someone doing none of the right things and getting caught. You know what I'm saying? So I look at his career and I think to myself, it's definitely not mapping. Like, the Olympics was a long time ago. It's a long time ago now. And I look at him like, I don't feel like you're much further ahead. Like, everyone else at that level that we say, because it's quite clear whenever we have these light heavy convos, right? And I'm still happy to debate these light heavy topics anytime. But it's Yard.
Buatsi.
No, I'm not doing an order thing. I'm just
okay, cool.
I got Yard at one, but for the sake of this convo, I'm just throwing the three names that always sit at the top.
Yeah.
Yard, Craig, Joshua.
Yeah.
It's always those three, and it's nip and tuck to see who's number one.
Yeah.
But them men have had title shots. One's had 2, the other one's had 1. He's still in the wings. The fight with Callum Smith could have happened. Someone passed it. I don't know who passed it in the end. But it's like, okay, bro, we just want to see your team get going, fam. Show us what you are. Everyone assumes you're gonna go to World Stage. Just let us see that.
I believe he's the most dangerous of them, man.
I don't know, man.
I believe he's the most dangerous of them, man. But I don't think, again, when I look at Bivol and Beterbiev, yeah, I don't see none of, right now, I don't see none of our guys touching him, man. Honestly.
You don't see anyone beating him?
None of them, fam. Now, I look at them, man, and say, bro, you lot are cut from a different cloth. You, man, are different. Even as much as I'm talking Bivol's name and saying, he's neat and this, that, and the other, bro, them man know what to do to get it done. You know that we see with the extensive amateur history with these other guys, yeah. They do the work. There's a difference of them and everyone else. So while I believe in these man, I believe in the domestic man them, I'll be really impressed if one of them actually captures the title from these guys. Yeah, but as I see it, I see Yard, I see Buatsi being the head of the table in the UK, and no one stepping into that elite room. I don't think any of them are ready yet. Personally, sorry. But you lot let me know. I could be capping again in the chat.
There's a war
in the chat. I don't know who in that in
there. My money's on Yard, as you know. Do you know what I'm saying? My money's on Yard. But there's a world title in there. All
right, cool. You lot, let us know where you think Buatsi should go. Should he go to Boxer, fam?
Should he go to America? Is there anything out there for him on the top
right
side?
No.
PBC, Showtime.
Are you mad with them injuries, bro? You be shelved, bro. It'll be a horrible sight, fam. It'll be let me not be rude.
Remember, it'd be like James DeGale. You remember when James DeGale came back to the UK and he was sitting outside and the camera was on him and everyone started cheering. He was looking around like, was it what? That's for me because you've been on the road. No one knows what
you're doing, big man. Yeah, don't do that. Anyway, Buatsi, I hope you make the right decision. Big up, man. We're out.